work with people participating the festival and design the festival together.
Okay.
Well, all right, Ron.
I'll come to any of these meetings that you invite me to, Markus.
Thank you so much.
Ron.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Markus Vähälä from Citizen Network. Greeting all of you No Labels and No Walls members around the world. Once again, we are meeting in the Action Monday meetup in designing the No Labels, No Walls festival together. It's so lovely to meet all of you, and thank you for registering to our festival. Remember to check out the link from this post to register in, and let's meet in the next meetup in May too. My name is Markus Vähälä, and I'm one of the coordinators of the No Labels, No Walls network, together with Michael Bierman from Los Angeles and the Strindberg Laboratory. The No Labels, No Walls movement has been around for years, and we are arranging, is it something over 100 events already and 3 international festivals. So we are moving to the festival number 4 this year, together with our friends all over the world. But don't hesitate to contact us and join in the fun, because we are active and we are changing and redesigning our movement as we go. And I would like to hand over the microphone to my lovely colleague, Michael Bierman from Los Angeles. How's life in Los Angeles at the moment?
Everything's great. So happy to be there. Can't wait to hear what everybody's working on.
Thanks a lot, Michael. And we will go back to your action in the end, because I would like to also ask, how are you doing, Riku?
I'm doing great, thank you. Yes, and I have so great idea for the festival that I'm gonna explode.
Yeah, that's lovely. And Riku, as you all know, has composed a lot of songs around the No Labels, No Walls, and our festivals. And soon we will hear the latest news coming from Riku. But I would like to welcome my lovely friend, Chris Liuzzo from New York. How are you doing, Chris? And how's life in New York?
I'm doing well, and life in New York is just cold. Getting warmer. We're getting warmer.
Sounds like Finland, where my dearest friends, Mika and Jani from CNF Community Neglects the Facts, the oldest, the most experienced, the most active hip-hop band in Finland. And welcome, Mika. How are you doing? King Rhyme Dealer, KID, making our beats, the lovely music that you can hear from www.cnf.fi. Welcome, Mika.
Thank you. And yeah, glad to be here. Since before the pandemic, we were part of one of the big events, and we were performing in the Helsinki, and yeah, let's hope we can do it again this year. And we have a brand new live set as the new album just dropped, so really eager to participate.
Thank you, Mika, so much. Yes, we started 2019 from Helsinki, an event that gathered over 600 people during 3 days, and you should check out all these wonderful events from Citizen Network TV on YouTube. Just check out the link below, and you will check out also the CNF concert there. Welcome, Jani, the Maniac James from CNF.
Hello to you all. Nice to see you here. And I'm looking forward to have a chance to perform again in this excellent event that you are organizing. And of course, I'm very eager to hear that what you have cooking and what you have been preparing for the next one. So I'm just open ears and eyes here watching the Markus show.
Thank you, Jani. And as you mentioned, we are always remixing, redesigning, recreating the movement together with you. So I'm so happy to hear of all the great stuff happening around the world with our friends during these 3 years that No Labels, No Walls have reached over 200 organizations and artists all over the world. So let's continue with the new ideas. Michael, what is the speciality that we are creating this year?
Well, from our past history, working with so many different groups, one of the things that, No Labels, No Walls is all about is connecting everything. Somehow, we're in one world and, we're kind of all connected, whether we're aware of it, when we're doing an action or not. The other thing, post-pandemic, we want to make sure that, whenever, I think at least our intentions before was all about, hopefully things changing for the better once we were able to reconnect right after the pandemic. And at least in the United States, it feels like we're just trying to get back to normal, and things are really, really, at least as a community level, disarray. Now everything's kind of in disarray because things haven't been online for a while. So that being said, one of the things that, at least for our group, Strindberg Laboratory, what we're doing is we kind of realize that the community centers, the people that are affected by those or institutions, it's a very small percentage of the need. So we kind of understand that. The other thing is making a difference in your community, changing things, doing something that's transformative is not just for the people that you're working with, but also for yourself. So it's a symbiotic relationship. So what Strindberg Laboratory has been doing is we've been going to the streets, and we're going to the streets doing these transformative theater games. And these transformative theater games is all about talking to people about the core issues which separates everybody, which is a lot has to do with status. So we have 2 games. One is called the Golden Rope of Hope, and the other is called the Getting to Know You game. And both games are all about people connecting, but then also thinking about and imagining a future that hopefully is better. And from those games, because we're in the street, we get to meet new people. We're connecting with people that perhaps, aren't reached yet by different community groups. And we're taking proactive action and saying that, hey, if we can go to the street, if we can affect our community, anybody can. So the goal of the festival, and one of the things that, because one of the things that Markus is also doing with Citizen Fest is that every festival that has to do with social change and transformative change is connected. So one of the ideas of this is that everybody here, or everybody who wants to, who is taking, who is making a change in their community, who is affecting change, can show that in the festival. And then from that, showing that, we can collect it and connect it to others around the world. And that's the whole idea of this festival. Yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it. Markus?
Thank you, Michael. And as you mentioned, this is the time of going to the streets, taking an action. So this year we are focused on creating festival events around the idea of action. And it's also due to the fact that during the pandemic years, there's a lot of talking heads, a lot of talking, but people are also eager to connect, perhaps face to face, and also to build trust where this change together may happen. Thank you, Michael, for mentioning the Citizen Fest movement. So our No Labels, No Walls is part of a larger network of events happening this year. And feel free to join in and hop in the Festival of Debate happening in May around creating peer support and 100 other events in Sheffield and around the world. We are also taking part of a wonderful event happening at the same time as No Labels, No Walls movement around shared living. So I would like to welcome Chris Liuzzo from New York to tell a little bit about what is happening in November during the No Labels, No Walls Citizen Fest.
Thank you, Marcus. My work over the last 4 decades has been to support people with intellectual disabilities. And I'm associated with an organization in New York, but we are partnering with people around the world to sponsor an event in November 3rd and 4th, on the subject of shared living, which is simply put, when people with and without disabilities live together and share their lives. We have about a dozen people from the United States, Canada, England. I'm missing a country or two. We just had a person from Croatia join us, and most of all, Marcus and the Citizen. I learned about Marcus and the Citizen Network because of all of this, and it's going to be in tandem with, at least time-wise, with this event, the No Labels, No Walls event, and we would like to marry the two, so that at the same time we're doing our event on our international event on shared living, we somehow join it up with the No Labels, No Walls event. And I'll just add that in part, what we're learning, this dozen or so people who are planning this thing, is the power of relationship. That's where I think we're going thematically with this conference or this event, the power of relationship to enrich lives for people with and without disabilities. We don't see shared living as a treatment modality to fix people with disabilities or to make them learn things, but rather to build genuine, non-hierarchical, rich relationships between people with and without disabilities. And Marcus has been such a wonderful, and the Citizen Network, support to this planned event.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's been wonderful to get to know you and the people arranging this event in New York. Can you tell a little bit about the venue where this is going to happen, and also there's an international angle to the event, isn't it so?
Well, I don't know what you mean by venue, Marcus, but it will be a virtual event, hosted by an organization that is based in New York State, but the venue will be virtual. Of course, we'll be doing on a Zoom platform. And the international aspect of it came about because about 1.5 years ago, I was watching a webinar on transformation, not on disabilities, not on anything specific to people with disabilities. It was just on organizational transformation. And one of the speakers in the webinar was a gentleman named Alex Fox from England, from London. And he happened to be speaking about shared living in England. And it just occurred to me like aha, there are people in other countries who are interested in shared living as well as people in the United States. Well, of course there are. So I approached this organization in New York to ask them if they would be willing to sponsor the event, but with an international flavor. What does it mean in Australia? What does it feel like in Croatia, in Spain, in England, in Canada, in Mexico. So we want to bring all of these different cultural variations on shared living to this event. But we know that the heart, at least we're pretty certain, that the heart of the event, no matter what country we're talking with, is relationship. Hope that answers your question, Markus.
Thank you, Chris. So everybody here, you should check out the No Labels, No Walls group and join the Facebook group also, and join us on Instagram and other social media to how you can join in Chris's wonderful event in New York on the 3rd and 4th of November at the same time as No Labels, No Walls Festival is happening. So very interesting. And now, as we are all here, any ideas of how to make an shared living event around transformative action? So it's very good to also use this time together to share our ideas. So how can we create a shared living event during the festival around action? Michael, please.
Yeah, I think, shared living, if I'm correct, Chris, it's all about building community and equality. And I think that's the core of it. So one of the other things, and I forgot to mention, is that with the festival and everybody now moving out of like talking, like Markus was saying, talking heads or lectures, and the nice thing about the actions also is that it's also good TV. I always say that, like, people are, they're interested. It's good television. So maybe, Chris, for your event, like, it kind of goes with what we're doing. I'm going to share my screen, and then you can see some of the photos, because the nice thing too, if everybody does take an action, it doesn't have to be in November. If it's filmed, we can play it in November. So one of the things that Strindberg Laboratory's done is we don't do any more live streams where we're actually live. It's all pre-recorded because it just looks better. So let me show you real quick an example of maybe how, like, a shared living event, right? So this is what we did called the Pico Mission. Pico Rescue Project, and it had to do with people who are immigrants, undocumented, as well as people that are don't have enough food. And we did the Getting to Know You game, and it was primarily in Spanish. So hold on, I'm going to show you pictures. So these are some of the photos, and then these are women that there was more, but these are all these women that are either undocumented, food hungry, etc. And they were talking to our group, asking questions about getting to know you. And then we did a VIP game, switching the environment into one where their status was raised. And then at the end, we asked them, which one do they like better? Do they like the communal group, or do they like the VIP game? Just to kind of go to the heart of, it's a choice, right? Do we want equality, or do we want, to have the status? And, and then what we gathered from it, what we learned as a group was, how do you do both? Because it's nice to feel special, but it's also nice to also feel like a community. Let me put it back, not sharing it anymore. So we also made a video. How do I? Okay. We also made a video that we can play for the festival on all these different groups, and it's be entertaining because people can get to know Los Angeles as well, maybe in LA, that they haven't seen before. So perhaps that could be something, Chris, that could be part of your festival, where we're making the community, the shared community in the street. That's one example.
Thank you, Michael. So, Chris, the event doesn't have to happen during the 3rd and 4th of November. It can happen during the year. And if our shared living event is about telling, this is about showing. So we could ask from the community or from the community there in New York to show people what is the ideal, or the questions, or the problem and challenges that we have around the theme that we are also addressing during that shared living event. So it could also work as marketing for the event prior to the event, but also show that you can go from A to B, and that's a very good story where people can reflect, or it can be many stories. We were talking about also collecting some of these great stories that we have around, but also the challenging stories that perhaps we could find an international way to reflect and bring it out.
And also, it's a nice thing to know, because these festivals, what we've also realized is that it cannot be a one-off. So everything that is communal or shared living has to be a continuous action. So, so if we have stuff before, then we're going to have stuff after, because once the festival ends, it can't end if any real change is going to happen.
And that's the story of No Labels, No Walls. We just continued. So making this kind of international movement through art, culture, and citizenship action, it takes time. And it's also sustainability and continuity and the impact of our actions. So let's think all of us creating our own individual actions. How can we combine them? How can we continue with them? Because No Labels, No Walls Festival 2023 is a continuation of the festival we are having this year. And just to show you what we are working with next time in May, so I'm creating this Miro board with the events that we have now gathered. There's still room for your action, so please join in our Action Mondays once a month. That there is action coming, thematic action, and also action coming from different locations around the world, all linked to that No Labels, No Walls festival. And in autumn, we can present a program. Okay, it's a festival event linked with other citizen fests happening this year, but it also is continuing after the festival. So that's a very important part of No Labels, No Walls movement. But let's continue with Riku. You have been around No Labels, No Walls from the start, and you have now a new idea around music. Go ahead, Riku.
Yes. I have planned this kind of idea that we could share people to breakout rooms here in our Action Monday next time, and we could do like everyone has a part in the song that we do for the festival, and these two people, for example, doing the first verse, me doing the chorus, and other two people doing the second verse, and other people, two people do the C part, for example, and we could share us to the breakout rooms and see what we can accomplish. How does it sound like?
So it's like workshopping a shared song together.
Yes,
Is that something?
Yes, that's what I'm meaning.
Is it okay, Riku, that you post this idea on No Labels, No Walls social media, so people can then reflect and comment on that idea?
I can do a digital performance for that in a couple of weeks. So I'm gonna do it.
That would be very good. And you also have this idea of welcoming artists around the world for streaming concerts in different locations so people can enjoy during the festival these performances. Can you tell a little bit more about your idea?
Yes, and one idea I've been having around this would be that we could share people from Finland and meet together in my street gig here in Malmi sometime, and we could film it and pre-film it and do it to for the festival. That's one idea, and this same idea would be available anywhere in the world, and people could copy it easily and share their own videos as well, and we play them that way in the during the festival.
That sounds very good, Riku, and we have had so many performers joining the No Labels, No Walls Festival during the year, so let's invite them all to create their own performances that we can then arrange these streamed concerts or pre-recorded concerts in various locations. So this year we are on the streets on different venues, reaching new audiences.
Yeah, there can be a series of that happening in the festival. Yes, so those are my ideas.
Thank you, Riku, so much. And remember to check out Abraxa Theatre from Rome, Italy, joining us this year for the No Labels, No Walls Festival, and also Sounds of the South from South Africa. Very nice hip-hop, rap music, soul music coming from South Africa, and hopefully we will have them in Scandinavia in May as well, so we can also join forces together. Let's continue to Finland, and CNF, Community Neglects the Facts. Mika, can you tell a little bit about our band and first ideas of our show this year at the festival?
Yeah, we started 1990, so we've been doing this over 30 years. So one would assume that we know what we're doing, but it might not be necessarily so. But we still keep going, and just for the love of the music, love for the music, and we never get paid any dime. This is more of a lifeline for us. It is something to do with the best friends, and we just love the sounds we be creating. And we've been talking about community a lot, and our band's name first word is community, and our new album is called Community. So it's like a plug, but yeah, and we've been doing loads of stuff during the pandemic, like an EP, now this album, so many remixes, all kind of stuff. And for the last, I actually forgot that for the last event we filmed 8 videos because we couldn't have a gig last time. We filmed 8 videos in one day, and we participate those in the No Labels, No Walls last time. But this time, it's been a long time since we last have a live show, so we definitely are doing an original live show. Let's see how it will become. Is it live, or will we record it? Pre-recorded, we don't know that yet, but as I told in the beginning, our live set is set, and we just have to build it now and rehearse it, which is always the trickiest part, but we are eager to play, so to speak.
Thank you, Mika, King Rhyme Dealer, and then Maniac James, Yanni. What kind of things you would like to say about our participation to the festival?
Yes, like KRD just mentioned, the last time was very interesting experience because it was middle of the COVID, and we didn't have any chance to perform live anywhere, and we didn't meet in the Reel's home in the studio to make music, and we were just guaranteed in home, and it was fun that we managed to have this one video day that we were filming across Helsinki, driving with the car to another location to another, and actually I think it was 2 shots maximum that we took each song, so it was a real guerrilla style, Beastie Boys style of filming, and well, the result it was actually quite nice. It was nice to participate this way, and also for the COVID times, we had a chance to make music together because we started to use this platform that we could use live recording in our homes, and we bought these similar mics with everybody, and we managed to, yeah, you can show it now. That's what it is, and we managed to do the raps in our homes, and for example, my wife was really happy when I invaded our sauna because I made a home studio. I stole all the cushions from the sofa and put it in a sauna, and started yelling my raps in there. And I think in the background, maybe there can be heard my wife laughing her ass off. So it was really nice experience. And but right now, like Kerry also said, that it would be really nice to go and perform live because we have great songs for this new album, and it's just needed to learn the lyrics to perform it live and see the audience, see the reflection, and so on. So that's what we are looking forward to do in the future. But let's see where we are heading.
Thank you, Yanni. And the one of the ideas is also go back to our roots, to the culture center in Vantaa, which is now being refurbished. And our idea is to give the actual recording duty to our audience. So the audience will use telephones and post that material to the social media, and we will then create our performance from this material that people are doing. And like said, we are also planning to create multiple performances and perhaps gather also material from there. I have a dream, us going to the streets, going to reach new audiences, new venues, and to transform also the idea of a band and a community, and also reach out to our old community, but we are also looking for new audiences, and we are very excited of the possibility to join in Riku's idea of performing artists joining forces with these streamed concerts. For example, Chris there in New York, if you know people that like hip hop and rap, so perhaps there could be an opportunity for them to join in and enjoy our performance already prior to the festival. So linking us and changing the landscape of the performer and the audience could be interesting. Perhaps from the shared living community, there could be a community that would like to watch us perform, and we could then have an interaction. Perhaps they would like to perform as well for us here in Finland. So it's like a magic trick that we can create. So that's good that we have a magician here on board. Welcome, Thomas.
Marcus, before we get to Thomas, I just want to throw something out there. So one of the things that we went to this place called Community.13 in Colombia. And it was one of the places that what's his name? The guy, the big the FARC had under control, right, in Colombia. And they transformed it through art and music to one of the most visited tourist attractions in Medellin, Colombia. So in the street, they had in the places different rap groups doing rap. And they had all this different street art. And so that's why everyone started to go there. So one of the things, just to, you know, like, how do we all connect what we're all doing? So if we're going Strindberg Laboratory in LA and transforming all these different places, and then CNF, Riku, all of you all, depending on the song, is going to places and transforming through music, then there's a direct connection. And also it's like what you guys learn doing your rap, what we've learned, then we got something actually to talk about. Okay, well, what's the next thing? What are we going to do next? Because we're transforming Strindberg every time we go out and meet all these new people. We're like developing, okay, we want to do this big production with all these different communities. So, you know what I mean? So now we're like we're kind of getting closer to what, you know, how we're going to create that as a grassroots production. So just something to think about when you're, you know, discussing it.
Please, Riku. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could do that also in Finland, kind of street karaoke thing that I could play guitar and meet people live in the streets and do kind of cover songs or something that I could perform with the people in my street gig.
Yeah, and sorry, one more idea, guys. So there's this place called Echo Park Lake, and what they're doing in Los Angeles is they're basically erecting fences and warehousing people in order to solve homelessness. So what we did was in reaction to that, we went to Echo Park Lake fence and we did this Golden Rope of Hope where people imagine the fence as something different through these transformative art and culture, different works we did. But it was in a direct reaction to the fence that was built. So there could be other things. Let's say in Finland right now, for me in America, you joining NATO, right, is a big thing. Because obviously that means that 5% of your GDP is now going to go to weaponry, which is scary, right? Because you guys are a social democracy. Also, like whenever I hear about the weapons industry, like America, right, we give all the weapons to the world. That's our biggest export, or one of them anyways. So one of the things maybe like with your senior center, like in Finland, there was a big controversy, I think, when I was there about the privatization of the senior centers and how they weren't giving good services. So locations like that could be really, really profound if that were transformed somehow. So when you're thinking about the places, things that you want to transform through art and culture, you definitely go there, because that's also great television.
Thank you, Michael. And remember to also share photos and videos of you testing and trying things out. In No Labels, No Walls community, it's a movement. You're also focused on the process, not just the end result. So we can also communicate about telling what we are trying to do or showing us what we are doing. Like Michael mentioned, going into new audiences, new places. It's part of that festival. And during that festival, we will celebrate your action. And Thomas da Roca, I'm so glad to have you with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Where are you at the moment?
Right now, I am here in El Segundo, California. Over, as you can tell, off to. It's kind of hard to see right now. Okay, so I flipped my camera a little bit, but it says behind me and my Poof-matic shop right behind me, and then I just in the main portion of my home. So here I'm all set up where you can see there's some magic right here. And so about you mentioned before how I have a thing of my magic set out. I got the magic card, as you can tell. It just no magic, just everyday playing cards that are just having the Easter theme I got this year for Easter, and I thought, hey, why don't we do some magic with them? Since you've mentioned something about magic before, I thought, why not do a little magic with some of the cards? So here I've got a special magic trick that I would need a little bit of assistance with. Michael, how about if you help me with this one?
Would love to, Thomas.
So this is what's called a 4 aces and 4 question trick. Let me bring my camera down again so you can see what's going on here. So, Michael, I'm gonna ask you 4 questions, and I'm gonna need you to give me 4 answers.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my 4 aces down. Normally I have you doing this in person, but because of COVID, it's more of a virtual kind of magic trick thing. I'm gonna put the 4 aces down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Michael, I'm gonna pretty much just readjust my camera again. Go ahead and set. Boom, better, much better. Okay, so here I'm gonna ask 4 different variations of questions. So, Michael, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. BLUE. Okay. One here, one here, one here, and the rest here. So, Michael, what's your favorite food?
Let's see. Pasta.
Pasta. PASTA. So I put one here, one here, one here, and the rest here. And favorite number?
3.
Okay. 3. THREE. One here, one here, and then it may not work. So okay, so do you, Michael, like magic?
Yes.
So YES. So I put one here, one here, one here, and the rest here. So this may or may not work. I hope it works. Fingers crossed it works.
Okay.
So I'll just snap my fingers. So, ace.
No way.
And ace.
Oh, wow, Thomas. Great job. Amazing.
Yep. That's called the 4 aces, 4 questions trick.
That is amazing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Great job.
I don't
Wonderful,
know, not
Thomas.
just a stroke of luck, not just a big hopeful luck thing, because I was a little worried it was not going to work at all.
Great job, Thomas.
So
Great
making
job.
this transformation possible, we need you, Thomas, during the festival. So are you prepared to do some more magic at the festival?
Is it going to be an in-person thing or going to be online?
It can be pre-recorded, Thomas. I can talk to
awesome.
Bernadette. Yeah, we'll talk to Bernadette about it.
Okay, awesome. You can talk to my mom about it.
I will. Great to see you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. And welcome, Marshall. How are you and where are you at the moment?
Can't hear you, Marshall.
You're on mute.
I'm in downtown Los Angeles, the Skid Row section, and I'm currently at work. And I saw somebody counting some money, I thought, so I decided to get on.
No, it was magic. It was cards. They transformed it.
That's why it disappeared. Okay.
That's right, disappeared.
It's not money. It was not counting money. It's actually spelling out different things using cards.
Okay, I do want to say that I did participate in the first No Labels, No Walls in Finland, and it was an amazing event. And I look forward to hopefully contributing something in the future should you guys decide to meet in person.
Sounds great, Marshall.
May I ask you guys where the next No Labels, No Walls is going to be?
Online and then next year in person.
And in person where?
We're not sure yet, but we're not sure how we're going to arrange it yet.
Perhaps in Los Angeles, Marshall.
That's right, in LA.
Yes, LA.
Okay, well.
But Marshall, this year you can participate any day you want. So we are creating the festival during the year. So the theme for this year is transformation. So create something that transforms, and Michael will help you in this.
I will absolutely commit, because I have seen how committed Mary and Michael are in regards to making No Labels, No Walls manifest itself in a collaborative effort. So I have a very, very stringent schedule, but I will commit, and I want you guys to know that I think that what you're doing is absolutely fabulous.
Thanks, Marshall.
No problem.
And I want to just, last thing, guys, just to hopefully get you know, whatever you guys are thinking, Chris, also for your festival, if you have anything that you like that you wanted to include in the festival that we can help with, and then Riku. So this is what we did at Echo Park Lake Fence. And this was in reaction to the homelessness issue where they kicked everybody out, and they put this fence up. And as you can see, the fence isn't that high. So it's really a mental thing, right? Because people could hop it if they wanted to live there. And most of the people that they removed are now back on the street, but they're actually just in different places. So we went there to the fence. Instead of it having a divider, we transformed it into something where people can come together. So this was a visual art display we did. This was what Dominic Thomas did with the writing stuff that are, you know, transforming what they want to transform in their own lives. This was a family that was just walking that participated with us. We had signs. We had changing your mask into something that's something you felt powerless, and putting it on the fence, powerful, that makes you feel powerful. And then we had a whole thing on recycling. And then we made poetry come to life through visual object theater. And then Mehdi did the artwork. So the art display with signs. So it was sort of like a way that, you know, so that's just an idea, right? And it was very topical because of the fact that it was in Echo Park Lake Fence where it was erected.
One more thing, Michael.
Go ahead, Riku.
Yes, I could contact some senior homes if they want to see my Elvis performance.
Yeah, fantastic. You know,
yeah.
Fantastic.
We could include it to the festival as well.
Great, fantastic, Riku. And again, it's not like we're doing the right thing. It's just that these are just ideas, you know, like
yes.
You know, so whatever you feel like how you want to transform your community, do it. Like and then like the more original ideas, the better.
Yeah.
So our 1 hour Action Monday is soon finishing, but we will continue on 23rd of May, same time, the same channel, and please bring a friend. And all of you not yet registered to the festival with your event, please check out this post and there's a link where you can register. I counted that we have more than 8 different actions coming to the festival, so we are building up very nicely. And remember that you can start now, so that you don't have to wait. Please post your actions and your questions, and please contact each other on social media with the hashtag No Labels, No Walls. And also, please join our Facebook group and join us on Instagram as well. I want to thank all of you participating today. It was wonderful to hear your wonderful actions happening in various places around the world. So, Michael, would you like to say something to the end?
No, just see you guys. Hopefully, show us photos, show us your ideas, and we can't wait to hear what you got planned.
Thank you,
sure.
everybody, and see you all in a month. But let's keep in touch every day.
Yeah.
It's no
Yeah.
labels, no walls. It's a movement.
Yes.